Good people, how are you doing? I want to welcome you guys to a segment that we like to call Make It Make Sense, because sometimes things just don't make sense these days. My name is Justin Evans from the JE Show, and I have with me my wonderful and talented co-host.
Hey, you guys, it's your girl Ashanti with Ashanti After 9. I'm so happy to be here.
After 9.
Justin came up with this topic, and I'm really interested to hear what he got to say.
Yeah, for one, just the creativeness of the title. For one, we have to give credit where credit is due. Ashanti comes up with all of our titles. She normally comes up with like maybe 3 to 4 titles per show. So I don't want to make it just seem like this is the most creative one. But I do like the aspect of the initials by initials. And so today's episode of Trauma Perpetuated by Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? So let's clap it up for today's episode.
Absolutely. Good title.
TP by TP, you know?
Oh my God. I just realized it.
Trauma. Oh, you just realized?
I caught on. That's good. No, that one went past me. That's a good one. I wasn't paying attention.
It's okay. But watch this. I'm going to take it a little further.
Okay.
Trauma Perpetuated by Tyler Perry while taking profit.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Wow.
Man.
Okay, so I want to know, what inspired you to come up with this topic? Like, what was it?
Man, that's a good question. I have to continue being me. I have to say who I am, and I have to let guys, people out there know who I am. Earlier, I asked you, I said, hey, have you watched the movie Straw? Because I see a lot of people talking about the movie Straw. And,
I did.
You watched it. I didn't watch it. Me, when new albums come out, when new movies, when new trends or shows, I like to wait until everybody gets all of their opinions and feelings out of the way before I finally tune into things. That's just me. So I'm not the one who is Jay's the first on knowing, what's going on with the Diddy trial. Like, no, I'm not. No, I'm the first at knowing things that are important to me. But as far as knowing what's going on with Diddy trial, I'm not waking up and the first thing I'm doing. So let me finish. What I do is I gather information from the public.
Okay.
To see if certain things are either worth my attention. And from this Straw movie, it has brought forth a lot of emotion from the women's side. It has also brought forth a lot of commotion between the Black community, because some people can't take Tyler Perry serious because of his resume. And then you have some people who are also making a comedic gesture, about this movie, where they're just making fun of people who are still taking Tyler Perry serious when it comes to making movies that revolve around the Black community.
I do understand, right? I'm going to say this, though, because I did listen to some people get online and talk about the movie. And I did watch the movie. I didn't get a chance to watch the ending of the movie. And I'm going to share my thoughts. But before we get too deep into the show, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share the post. Make sure you support the platform. And then we also want to give a shout out to the Birmingham City of Souls. They are having a showing at the Sidewalk Theater, which is downtown, located right by, what is that?
Sidewalk Fest, Sidewalk Films?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's located downtown. It's right by that food court. Yes, the Pizzitz Hall.
McWayne.
It's going to be airing at 7, but please get there at 6 o'clock. You can get your pictures. You'll get a chance to meet the actors and the actresses. the director, the producer, and some people that are very important to pulling the project together. So make sure you support Birmingham City of Souls. Justin and I both did interviews with this very dynamic cast. They were a pleasure. They had different types of roots, different types of backgrounds, but they also came together to put something like really great out there. And we always highlight negative things in the city. Let's make sure that we give the support and highlight some positive things happening here in Birmingham.
Hey, listen, guys, and if you guys need a new car, I don't need a new car, but if you need a new car, what you need to do, you need to call my girl, Christy Mason. Listen, she's located down in the Hoover area. If you want to give her a call, her number is 205-492-4066. I'm going to call it out one more time, 205-492-4066. Listen, if you refer somebody to Christy, she'll give you $100. Did you hear what I said? I'm gonna get $100. Ashanti's gonna get $100. Will you get $100? All you have to do is just open up your mouth. There are a lot of potholes in Birmingham right now. Your axles might get messed up. Your tires might get messed up. Call Christy Mason. She'll get you in a new ride today.
Does she have a flyer?
She does have a flyer.
Send it to me and I'll put it on stream.
Let's do it right now. Let's send it to her. And so, moving along.
Yes.
Oh, I was just going to say, moving along. I want to hear your answer.
I'm going to give you guys my answer. So I did actually watch about 85% of the movie. I got right to the part where Tiana ran up to the bank and was showing her the officer that had harassed her previously. Right. All right. And I got that. So I'm going to add it there in a second. That is the part that I got to.
Okay.
Now, I do understand. I'm gonna highlight some things. I do understand African American, our community, feeling like he highlights negative things in our community.
Right.
He highlights struggling Black women without resources, financial resources, educational resources. They are lacking homes, shelter, food. Like they're just very insecure when it comes to having a quality life. Very insecure when it comes to having a nice, sustainable relationship that isn't full of trauma, isn't full of heartbreak, and the kids are going through just turmoil, just depression. I do agree that he doesn't depict Black men always in the best light. They're either going to be with a successful woman, but they're a bus driver or a mechanic struggling to take care of his family. Like it's usually not an affluent African-American man who can stand up on his own 2 feet and meet an affluent African-American woman who can stand up on her own 2 feet without previous children from previous relationships that unified together like that Hallmark movie that we always know.
Right.
At the same time, I do feel like a lot of times in Black media, we do highlight those things in real life. Like, I feel like I do want us to move forward and be seen on film in positive lights. But when I look at what creators are doing that's not on film and they're highlighting struggling women, they're highlighting women that are just portraying themselves not in the best way. Mm-hmm. How can we turn to Tyler Perry and say, oh my gosh, look at what you're doing when that's what we feed into? We have the fresh and fit that come and dog women out, right? Mm-hmm. We have different podcasts that are centered, that red pill centered around tearing Black women down or and going across seas and finding different women's different races of women to cater to those needs that we have, right? Mm-hmm. But then we all up in arms when Tyler Perry makes money off of it.
Right,
but
right.
I feel like it's synonymous with a lot of media that we have.
I totally agree. I pulled up Tyler Perry's resume, you know, which would be his what would you call it? His collection of movies. What would they call? What would they call it?
I don't know. Catalog.
Catalog. Okay, maybe we can call this catalog. I know it's not his discography, you know, but his catalog. And as I'm looking here, he doesn't consistently just make trauma, black trauma movies. You know, he does have a diverse background or a diverse resume. We can also say that it may be broad because he's acted and directed so many different types of movies. Mm-hmm. But you know how my coach told me this one time. He pulled me to the side one time after this was about like 2 years I had been on the team, and he said, Justin, Like what's taking you so long to get the position that you want to get? It's the head coach asking me this. He's like, "Why? You've been here 2 years. Like, I know how hard you work. You're one of the hardest workers. But what's taking you so long to get where you want to get?" And I told him, I said, "Coach, I don't know. Like, I'm still trying to prove myself to the offensive coordinator." And what he told me, he said, "Justin, I want to tell you a story about my uncle. So I used to have an uncle that used to steal." He said, "But one day my uncle stopped stealing." He said, "But every time he come around, they look at him as a thief." And he walked off. He's my head coach. He had the opportunity to let me play or move me here whenever he wanted to, but he's looking at the journey of me being late to practice, or me cussing out coaches, or me not being the kid that you just can tell anything and then they just do it, and it's like I can't just take mistreatment and embarrassment. You get what I'm saying? So I had a personality and a stereotype where Justin might fire back at you, or he might stand up to you. He's not somebody that you can just push around or just yell at and it just be that. Not that. Well, even though I had changed and I had provided many other talents and services that helped us, on the football field, sometimes all people can remember is you being that thief. And that's what my coach reminded me of that day. And I just want to say this bold statement here.
Okay.
Sometimes us as African Americans or Black people, whatever they call us, we get attached to symbolism. And I guess as humans, sometimes we have a blind eye for what people do in totality, but we only focus on what we signify or symbolize them as. And so even though he's produced these other movies, what he started off with, which was to dress him up as a woman, or having a wig on, or the black man didn't have much, but then somehow somebody ended up cheating with somebody that was homosexual, and then they ended up catching AIDS, and then they in the church singing, and then at the end the family all come together. People are arguing that version of him, but he's not always producing that version.
Yes. Now, I know you said you have his catalog pulled up.
Yeah, we got some catalog. Yeah, we got some movies here.
What in that catalog can you say doesn't depict that stereotype that people feel like he exploits Black men and women? Are there any examples?
I mean, I'm looking at he had something to do with I'm looking at Ninja Turtles and a Medea Christmas. I didn't watch Alex Cross, but he looks like he's a police officer in this movie. He don't have a wig on. Medea goes to jail. I mean,
so why
was it all of them? Hold on. I mean, I'm looking at the movie that he's acted in and direct. I mean, does he just direct all trauma? Is this all trauma movies?
I mean, Ninja Turtles got trauma in it.
Did he direct Ninja Turtles?
I don't know. You pulled it up. I thought.
Hold on. Let me look up movies that he's directed only, because it seems as though they're pulling up just
anything.
Tyler Perry directed.
So this is how I kind of feel about it, right? I wonder because I know he used to do
688.
He directed that?
Yeah, I mean
is that trauma?
I wouldn't say it's trauma, but it's history and it's facts. Because back then, women, they weren't really in the army. But then,
I watched that.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Why aren't those pieces highlighted when they talk about showing Black women and Black men?
I just gave you the juice because we symbolize him with, like that stain in your shirt and you can't get the blood out of it. Like it's one of your favorite shirts. You can't throw it away because it's a good shirt. But it's got that small stain in it, and you always tell people, "Girl, I like that shirt." You be like, "Yeah, I know, girl, but I got this stain, right?" That's how people treat Tyler Perry, as if he's this stain of.
Okay.
He's traumatized us so much to where, when it is time for us to watch one of his other movies, people don't even watch it like me.
So you didn't watch the Super 8?
Super 8? No, I didn't.
Okay, I did.
Oh, you talking about 688?
688, I'm sorry.
I did watch 688. I did.
What was your opinion about it?
It was a great movie. Let me tell you what caused me to watch it. The people's opinions. I saw people talking in a positive manner, and I said, this may be interesting. I want to check this Tyler Perry movie out. So then when I see people in the community arguing and it's causing division and we bashing each other, I'm like, you know what? I love Tyler Perry. I respect him. I don't want to. I've seen enough of those that caused enough arguments. Like, are they causing the right arguments or are they causing the same argument? You get what I'm saying? It's like it caused me not to watch yet.
See, when it came to the 688, is that correct?
Yeah.
When it came to the 688, I felt trauma watching that. And I think like we have to recognize like what our triggers are.
Okay.
I have a hard time watching movies that use the N-word like that.
Okay.
Or any movie that like has some racial injustice that is deeply rooted to truth. You know what I mean? Like some factual things that happen.
Yeah, for sure.
It is hard for me to watch. I actually watched that movie in the company of some people I will not name, right? And I think sometimes it's added trauma when you watch that amongst people I know that they aren't, they're a different race than I am. And I know that they would not utilize those words towards me.
Yeah.
It's just uncomfortable watching Caucasian people on screen saying the N-word and I'm the only one in the room. You know, and so I choose, like, I know it had that historical element to it, but if I would have had enough forethought to really know what the movie was about, I wouldn't have watched it because I would have been traumatized. Well, I was traumatized. Like I felt so, I don't know. I got the same feeling when I watched Get Out. It's like something about like racial injustice bothers me on the inside. So I don't really choose that. But when I watched Straw, I didn't feel, I mean, I felt empathy for the young lady. If you guys you're not gonna watch it?
Yeah, I said yet. I'll check it out.
Okay, well, I ain't gonna spoil it, but I felt empathy for her because it was a combination of bad events that led to her demise. A combination of bad events. I low key feel like we could be on the brink of some of these devastations happening in our country. Maybe not in the same way, like, you know, because I'm not a mother, so of course I won't go through things that she went through with her child. I ain't gonna give it up, you know what I mean? But I won't go through that. But like she went through some financial devastation, and we just, you know, the last few months people been getting laid off.
I mean, I believe.
I'm not saying they're gonna go to the extent of what she did, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. From some of the comments I saw is that Tyler Perry kind of took things overboard, and so. I'm just telling you what I saw from the people, you know, and so, you know, I don't want to make it seem like my opinion is just this is the one that everybody should. So I try to take in everybody's, you know, I look around and I say, you know, what are the people saying? And the people are saying the same thing. They're saying the same thing. And so for one, I want to say that on this show, we're not going to use our platform to bash Tyler Perry.
Right.
For one, Tyler Perry is who he is. He is a successful Black man that has, for one, shown us leadership by purchasing his own production studio on a slave, you know, on slave, you know, on a slave owner previous land. You get what I'm saying? Or previous owned slave land. Like he's doing some amazing things for us. I want to move to this right here. Why is it that we feel, or is it that we feel that we should be seeing only like a Bill Cosby aspect of us, when in reality, when you look on World Star or, you know, we see some of the most, you know, ratchetest stuff in the world. And so it's kind of like we want to be seen as good, which there are plenty of us that are doing some great things. We still gotta touch on that other stuff because it's out there.
Yeah. So when it comes to like that dynamic, and that's like really what I was speaking to, like our media shows and highlights these things.
Mm-hmm.
World Star, YouTube, you go viral on TikTok for just about anything, but we were in an era where you could go viral for posting people fighting.
Yeah.
We have people fighting going live.
Yeah.
We even unfortunately have had some of those tragedies captured on live of people losing their lives.
Right.
And then we critique someone who has put together a film of fictions. Mm-hmm. When we record and monetize that in real life. Mm-hmm. And so when we talk about like having the representation of the Bill Cosby, we had those things and people wanted to feel seen. They want to feel seen. They want to feel like when they watch TV, they see themselves, they see their relatives, their family dynamics, their real life, right? Excluding and discounting people like me. That's my real life. Mm. I've always woken up and had both of my parents in the home.
Yeah.
I've always woken up and it's been all four of us, my sister, parents, and me. We lived in a house. I mean, of course, we lived in an apartment briefly while my dad was in law school, but I grew up in that.
Right.
Going to our sporting events, going to church together, being active in the community together, doing things like that. That was my life. But people were told, hey, we don't have enough visibility. Put us on the screen. And now we've moved to a place where being salacious.
You just hit me with a new word. Oh, salacious, that start with a C, right?
An S, I believe.
It started S.
I don't know.
You didn't took me.
But we moved to being salacious, right? So now people feel like they want to indulge in the drama.
Right.
And now we're too good for the drama when Tyler Perry do it. Ooh. But we want to watch Zeus Network and we want to watch the baddies fight all over the country. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like Zeus Network had this show on there called Doses of Drea. I love Drea Michelle. I know she gets a lot of flack because she's dating someone that's younger and they have a baby and they have a beautiful life together. I'm a Drea stan, okay? But she has Drea So Faces of Drea or Drea So Faces. I can't remember the exact title. No drama. I mean, like she was trying to buy a house, the struggles of doing that. But just depicted her life on Zeus. I think they got to either season 1 or 2. They had very low ratings. She had a very normal show. It to me, it was peaceful going out with friends. It was like glam and stuff. And then it didn't get renewed. But then bam, we got baddies in Caribbean, baddies in Africa, baddies fighting all over the globe. They got Nicki Minaj's little sister up there fighting. And we watched that. And that's real life.
Yeah.
I mean, orchestrated, but these are real people getting blows to the face, being disrespected, getting wigs snatched off. But now we're too good to watch Tyler Perry?
Wow. You kind of hit me with that one. And I have to go back to the stain.
Cameraman, can you pay attention to us?
Look, I have to go back to the stain because I believe that a lot of people, especially they just associate you with whatever the first feeling that they had for you, and they just leave it at that. And you could have grown past that and had pushed past that, but whatever that feeling that they had for you, I'm talking about. I mean, you could be out here winning awards, but they still gonna bring up that feeling that Ashanti made them feel in middle school. But that one time she took my cookie. Ashanti, 21 years, past that, but still. I want to say this as well.
Okay.
We exploit ourselves. I know you just explained that, but until we realize that even some of the posts that we make on social media about our relationships and our family and our friend circles and stuff, it's like we almost like exploit ourselves, but then we get mad at Tyler Perry for putting that on screen and taking profit from it.
Yes. Yes.
So is there a problem? Does the problem resolve in the taking profit, because he's capitalizing off of this? Is that the problem?
Then the only person we should be mad at is the consumer.
The people who are buying into it.
It's not a product if no one buys
people still gonna hate on you. They're gonna question what you're doing, especially when you're capitalizing and you're moving forward. They're gonna have a question about it.
At the end of the day, numbers make sense. he doesn't keep getting picked up because his numbers are bad or because people are complaining. What they're doing is they're causing some controversy on the internet. You know what the people doing? Let me go watch. Let me go watch. Oh, you said he was doing this in this interview or this in this show. I watched it. I didn't see it. Remember, you told me, hey, I think they were talking about postpartum because you had read that.
Some of the comments,
right?
Yeah.
And I said, I watched it. I didn't see nothing about postpartum. She wasn't even around a newborn, or even around a hospital.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so people have those caveats where they are like, oh, this happened, and then people are going to debunk it. They're going to go watch it themselves and say, hey, like, I watched this show, this movie. I don't feel like it's as bad as some of his other content. I think probably the worst one I have seen was the 4 Colored Girls movie with the Janet Jackson. Oh, so you doing the bending. That one right there was the craziest one. I can't watch it to this day.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I want to say there's 2 Tyler Perry movies that I like. This last one with the girl Mia, I think Dwayne Wade's wife was in it.
Oh, Savannah?
Is that what it was called?
Oh wait, oh no, Gabrielle Union. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Gabrielle Union. Yeah. I think it was Mia something. Mia. What was her name?
In the movie?
Yes.
And Gabrielle Union was?
Gabrielle Union was starred. Yeah, she starred in it. It was the movie where she was involved with that guy who was like polyamorous, and he was. I want to say she left her husband to like deal with another guy that was kind of like sexually free, and the husband and his mom ended up like setting her up to like bait him to cheat on her, and it was kind of crazy. But it was a great movie. I can't remember the name of it. And then there was another movie. Oh, this is my favorite Tyler Perry movie, y'all.
Okay, what is it?
Woo, my favorite one, because it was the first time he had took a different approach. Men, we was always looked at as no good and cheating, and it was weird. He made a movie about this guy who made a machine, and it was this machine he was working on, and his wife had got like a life insurance policy, and she had like donated, was given to him, and she didn't believe, that he was going to make this product into what it needed to be. Then he finally made the product into what it needed to be. Like she gave him like HE double hockey sticks the entire time. I can't remember if it was Taraji. I don't really watch Cuz movies for real, but I remember that one right there. It touched me because he was downstairs working real hard, and he became who he said he was going to become that day.
So you're talking about
that was Kelly Roper. Oh, my fault. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, man.
Jesus
Christ, man, my fault. Mia Culpa. I like that movie. That was a good movie. But in the other movie, like I said, when Cuz was working on that machine, and then he finally got the deal and the contract he wanted, he ain't want his wife no more. And it's like, bro, you gave up on me.
Okay, wait a minute.
You weren't speaking life into me. You weren't bringing me sandwiches when I need. You weren't coming down here and rubbing my shoulders like I needed to.
Okay.
And when he finally became the man he was supposed to become, got up out of that basement. Got up out of there.
If you're in the comments, I need you to let us know. Do you feel like Tyler Perry exploits Black people, or do you feel like his movies kind of depict the type of media that is out there by creators? I really want to know.
Mom says that I think Tyler is one-sided in his narrative of Black men.
I do agree. But like we said before, and if you're just tuning in, I'm going to go ahead and kind of catch you up about what we were talking about. So Justin was kind of saying, like, we have websites and people that have gone viral, like on WorldStar, Facebook, and these different platforms where they go viral for fighting, just doing violent things, highlighting women and men in negative places. They get tons and tons and tons and tons of views, clicks. People want to know what they're doing. Sharkeisha, what's Sharkeisha up to? Everybody remembers Sharkeisha, that video when she punched that girl. We all remember it, right? Then we have networks like Zeus Network, where we have Bad Girls Club, that when it was on Oxygen, where these women are running wild, they're fighting in the streets. baddies is going across seas fighting. They're fighting in the Caribbean. They're fighting in Africa. They're fighting all over the country. And we highlight those platforms, those shows, everybody, oh, baddies coming on, blah, blah, blah. Yet, those are real situations. Those are real life. We even, if it's drama going on in the city, people fighting, they got tons and tons of views. Then we transition to Tyler Perry, who I do agree that he doesn't always depict Black men and Black women in the best light. He has actors portraying some of these same things that we watch and view, but we scold him for it, but we turn on baddies to watch Krishan fight. We turn on baddies to watch Natalie fight and do and cuss people out. We watch these television shows that are full of violence, full of not showing us in the best light, but we critique Tyler Perry. I do agree. Like I said, I don't think that he puts us in the best positions, but he isn't the only one.
And I will say this, because as I'm thinking about this, what is best for us? Is it best for us to show us as we are, or is it best for us to show us in a different form? Should Tyler Perry use his imagination more? Should he seek out, other families and, try to show us in a different form? Or is it simply that toxicity and ratchetness and showing us in the worst form? Does that bring home the best check?
The more conversation about anything.
Does that bring home, when a fight happens on a reality show, does that bring in the best check?
Yes.
When I'm watching a regular show and everything was going well, and then two men started kissing out of nowhere, like I'm just like, where did this even? Like I would have never even noticed it, but it's like that's real life. That's how good films are, Does that bring in more money? The sex scene. Does the sex scene bring in more money? That was just randomly out of nowhere where they hook up. Are there different things that we're like, hey, we gotta have that?
Yes.
We gotta have that.
So I've studied like different types of reality shows, different types of movies. Mm-hmm. There has to be a controversial element, a climax, for the movie, right?
I've studied too.
And when there isn't a climax, people don't generally like it. So we have examples of that. We have Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which is, I want to say, the highest grossing franchise of the ones that are out. Or at least at one point in time, it was pioneering. It was the most popular one. Mm-hmm. We also have when Lil' Kim did a reality show with Maya, and there were some other celebrity women on there. Very little climax of controversy. They were having fun, frolicking on the beach, jumping on yachts, smiling. I mean, the most conflict was like, who got the best room at the highest? Not renewed. It's not entertaining, right? And sometimes people want to tap out of their normal life. Most people don't live in these chaotic, extreme backgrounds. We go to work, we come home, we eat dinner, we go to sleep, we go to work, we come home. It is the same routine a lot. Mm-hmm. So when we watch TV, we want to see what's going on out there that's not this routine. That's why you had really big Love and Hip Real Housewives of Atlanta hit really big, right? Mm-hmm. Because we watched Kim Zolciak go, and this was years ago, but we watched Kim Zolciak go down to the dealership and buy a Cadillac. Like Big Papa sent her the money, she went and bought a car. And most people that we know are around in car notes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, if you could watch a movie about what you do, would you watch it? In the most simplest way. I know we stars. I mean, you know what I mean?
It's a lot of women watching Straw. They like that. They like that woman was me. I'm that woman, and now they around here campaigning about, I am Straw and
elements of that.
I am Legend, and all of it. Straw is me, and I am Straw.
And that goes back to when I told you we had the Huxtables, mm-hmm. we had Full House, we had representation of different family dynamics, whether they were Black or white family units. Right.
More.
And then people start saying, what? I need to be represented. Everybody ain't married. Marriage isn't for everybody. And now here we go. And now we're still not happy.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When is the last time that we've had an Uncle Phil? And it's sad that we have to keep referencing Uncle Phil, because that's like the last good feeling that we had, as something that we all, I guess, either wish we had as a dad, or that we experienced as a dad, or what we thought a dad should be.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last sitcom? And Tyler Perry, I'm not challenging him. I'm just saying House of Pain was pretty cool. I think Buddy and them was staying in an apartment or like a loft or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when can we get another Uncle Phil? I mean, we love Uncle Phil. We love Bill Cosby until what happened. You get what I'm saying? Some of us still love him the same way some of us still love R. Kelly. You get what I'm saying? What's the other guy that some of us still love?
We don't love R. Kelly over here, but I don't know.
No, there's some people
about Diddy?
R. Kelly music. It's some people that still love Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And that's weird about them. You know what I'm saying? As far as we don't know what their attachment may be, but it's still some people who got love. You know what I'm saying, for Bill Cosby because of the way he made us feel.
Yeah.
Can we get another one? That's all we asking for. Do we have to get Pookie?
No, we don't.
Sweating up under the car.
No.
At the hood.
You know why? I'm
Black men want to dream too. We want to see Superman. We don't want.
Y'all not gonna get another one. I'm gonna tell you why.
Fingernails dirty and stuff.
Because we have moved from the importance of the Black family structure to marriage is not for me. Family unit is not for me. I got her pregnant and I don't want to make her a legitimate woman by marrying her.
Okay.
We can just raise a kid. You know what I mean? Like, there is no importance on unifying this family. Then we have put so much emphasis, so much like thought behind, almost to the point we're trying to make it normal for men to cheat on us. And then we're gonna have an Uncle Phil. So Uncle Phil gonna come back in after he's been cheating around and come and be that family man. Like, is that really what we're going to do? Because back then it looks like those men were celebrated for being with their families, right? Yeah. But we got Russell Wilson who gets clowned consistently for being
don't bring him into that.
They do. They clown Russell Wilson for loving his wife, raising his children, and his bonus child that he probably claims as his own child. And they celebrate Future, because why? It represents their household. They looked up and seen their mom getting dogged out by a Future. Yeah. And so they resonate and say, hey, that's what a man is supposed to be. A man isn't supposed to be here and loving and taking care of my mom. She's supposed to be getting cussed out, and he's supposed to be going to the track talking about how he don't like her new guy. It's supposed to be like those dynamics. So yeah, we're not gonna get another Uncle Phil because y'all glorify and pedestalize figures that are not like him.
The reason my face like this is because of the Russell Wilson aspect. And I don't want to touch too much on that because it's a very, very, very touchy subject. But yeah, man, dude be whack sometimes. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
He's sometimes whack. I think I've already touched on this subject.
You haven't, not here.
Not here. But yeah, please don't bring up Russell. Please don't.
I stand Russell.
Anybody else? Can we have another example? I think Russell's more of an example that the women like, but as far as men, it's man, we can find us another one. You know what I'm saying? Can you find us another example?
And that's why we're not gonna have another Uncle Phil. That's why. Mm-hmm. What's whack about being a committed husband, loving your wife and kids?
You forgot the overly simp part. That's the part that y'all like about him. You never heard men be like, you know what, man? Russell Wilson. It's the man I want to be like. It's always y'all saying that's. I just wish men would be more like Russell. He's been losing ever since y'all been cheering for him. He ain't won nothing. Yeah. Ever since he's became dad of the year, he's been on the decline. You know what I'm saying?
And I understand.
Future been on the incline. It's they sloping each other.
Yeah,
almost.
Getting people pregnant all around the world, not taking care of his kids. Even legally documented.
Nick Cannon is doing it, and there's no problem with what Nick Cannon is doing it.
Right, continuing Cheyenne said, continuing to create single family homes all across the United States.
I'm not for that.
But we champion that though. We champion because they're successful. Yeah, they should be able to create single family households. But this man right here, who is dedicating his time and energy to his wife, his children, his bonus child,
can we have another example? That's another
that's
name.
The best
Can
example.
y'all find somebody else outside of Russell?
Give us another example
because he recovered Sierra from her hurt and her trauma. Can we get one more other example outside of Russell?
Give me one. You don't like the one I gave? Give me one.
Because he saved Sierra from the hurt and the shame in the public's eye. Can we just have one more other one?
Give me one.
Shoot. I mean, I know real men like in my life. I don't look towards celebrities.
No, let's give an example that everyone can resonate with.
You're not listening to me.
I am. I'm asking a direct question.
I don't look towards celebrities and their triumphs and their falls to resonate in my life as far. Oh man, this was inspiration for me. I might get married one day.
You just name two.
It's not me. If you
can name two that are going on an incline somewhere else, name another one.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have a daddy who was able to.
We're waiting
to be better than Russell. I have a stepdad who takes care of his boat. Like I don't get impressed by no Russell. Russell is lame to me.
Give us an example.
That we all can resonate. I just told you my daddy.
We don't know him.
You don't know him.
Give us an example that we all can resonate with.
Man, the thing is, I'm not searching for examples to resonate with my pain and my hurt and my trauma, my reality show. Like, let me explain this. Like, men, I've been watching since football is not on and the finals come on tomorrow. All day I've been watching football highlights, old school basketball documentaries, and listening to people talk about sports and what's coming on.
We got some examples.
So what I'm saying is, you've named Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives, and you can name all these different people the same way I can name basketball celebrities and the basketball and football players. I don't know their wives. I don't know the drama that I don't even know who they've been sleeping with. I don't know none of that stuff. But from a man, I can tell you what I've been watching. I don't relate or correlate or tune in or tap in or any of that. Trying to like use like my pain and what I've been through in relationships, trying to parallel it with celebrities to make me feel good. And a lot of people in the women community, they do that. That's why you always hear them cheering for a Cardi B or cheering for Meg or cheering for Sierra to overcome the pain and trauma that they see that they can relate to in their life. But that's not me. So I can't name another guy that I've been out here looking to replace Russell. Because when I see the women community cheering that mess on, I'm just like, bro, he is a lame. I know so many better examples over Russell.
We're listening.
I got a daddy, my own daddy.
All right, so
I'm just saying.
There we go. He doesn't tune in to it, so he can't really speak to an example, not really giving what he needs it to give because he doesn't have any other examples. But we have some in the comments. So we have Russell Westbrook, if you could pull that up.
I can't go online.
And we also have 2 Chainz. What was the other example? Yes, Russell Westbrook. And can you reconnect it? Russell Westbrook is a great example. I could think of LeBron James being a great example. Also,
what is a great example of what?
What a beautiful family looks like. A man that is faithful to his wife, seemingly to the media. They are in unity.
I thought we were looking for other athletes who are great stepfathers.
We are. I said a husband.
Take care of their bone and like
yeah, I said Russell.
Because I couldn't find another example of no
his family.
Other.
I said he counts the other little boy.
Husband
Future
stepped up, and now all of the women are celebrating him because he stepped up and rescued her out of her pain.
That's not what we're celebrating. But if I could speak really quick, I could go ahead and sum it up for you. So, if you could just hit connect to a wireless device, and it's LG. So when it comes to Russell Wilson, what I did say was Russell Wilson takes care of his family and he is committed to his wife and he takes care of his children. He does have a stepchild that I feel like he considers his own child.
Yeah,
but when we're talking about the Uncle Phil, right? Mm-hmm. Or the Bill Cosby, we're talking about that man that is committed and dedicated to his wife. And I just asked for some examples. So I think Sid put up there 2 Chainz is a great example of someone that's committed to his wife. I also think he put up there Russell Westbrook. There's also another
committed to his wife. We were looking for great.
And his family, his wife and family.
Great men that are painted in a good
You don't think they're painted in good?
I mean, you're saying committed to his wife. I don't.
And his
I don't
family.
know.
And their family.
Okay, and his
family. They have kids. These
I'm,
people have children.
I'm not. I want to make sure I'm staying on. I'm not somebody who is just only focused on. Oh, he was committed to his wife, so that's a great man.
Well, when I say he's committed to his wife or his family, because a family is composed of a husband, a wife, and children.
For sure,
but he is committed to his wife.
Good job.
LeBron James is committed to his wife.
Good job, LeBron.
You have other examples in the comments, so if you can scroll down. Thank you. Barack Obama is committed to his wife.
Good job, Barack.
And there's another basketball player too. I know my mom probably knows what it is.
We just naming good fathers. Kobe Bryant,
we're naming good family men. Some people may argue Kobe Bryant wasn't always the best to his family. But there was a basketball player. Mom, I told you about it. They really made a lot of negative comments about his wife, saying she wasn't attractive. He's like light skinned and he's from a different country. Really tall. I know
my dad in the comments like, here I am. I mean, because I met real people, I didn't have to associate with. Oh, Kanye is a good father. I'm gonna be a Kanye. You know, like man, my dad is fire.
Right. I don't discount that he's a bad father, but I just asked for an example that we all could be familiar
I got you.
with.
And what I was saying was, I'm trying to make sure I didn't have one, and I gave you a reason why.
Right.
Because I'm not a part of the community who looks for things. Like they look for hope in other people's situations. I used to date this chick. All she watched was what was it? Love is Blind or stuff like that. I watch football highlights and old documentaries of Bart Starr and Charles Barkley and stuff. It gives me hope in life. She like, oh yeah, I'm watching Find the Ring. I'm like, you watching Find the Ring? You just told me you was watching Love is Blind yesterday. Now you watching Double Date today. All you watch is hoping to get married stuff. I'm not a part of the community who associates what other people do in their life as like, oh man, I can get married one day because I'm watching Love and Hip Hop every day. I couldn't correlate somebody.
I don't think we're recruiting you to do that.
But if you look at that community, they push for us to be Russell Wilson as the epitome of what the man we need to be. And I'm like, no, even though you want a Russell Wilson to save you out of your situation, but I don't have to be Russell.
So she's looking past you.
Yeah, go look elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can be a nice guy, committed to my wife, love my children, all of that, but I don't have to be Russell. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to be Russell.
And it's going to be a woman that appreciates that package you have.
Right.
But I don't think you should change your package, but I don't think she should change what she looks for because you can only offer the things that you have.
Of course not. You know me. It's either I'm getting passed over or I have the choice where I lead him on. You know, hey, what Future say?
So
send her back to the streets. Okay. You know what he say? Yeah, I had the choice to either get passed over because I'm not good enough, or I send them back to the streets because man, nobody finna.
What's your dad say though? Now we gotta go get on the celebrities because you talk very highly.
My daddy gave me a lot of my daddy gave me a lot of advice in life. One of the best things he told me in life, he said, my dad told me this a long time ago. He said, don't put out things that you can't receive. And so that's one of the things that he, kind of tries to implement in his marriage, just like, hey, if it's something that you don't think that you can handle her doing to you, hey, don't do it. You get what I'm saying?
Do you think you've always taken that advice?
Yeah. Yeah. Because if I can cheat on you, I better be able to handle it. I know how you be trying to.
No, I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, I say. I mean, hey, come on now, you gotta. But no, I'm not saying that like I'm just out here just as a cheater. But it's something where it's like if you don't want her arguing with you, if you don't want her to not support you, then don't you not support her. Make sure you're able to give what it is that you're asking for, and make sure you're able to receive what it is that you're putting out.
I think that's sound advice.
That's why he's.
So reference that. That's why he's been married
since he been 20, 21.
Reference that, not future.
Dope.
Let's get into some comments. I ain't gotta look to a
Russell to be like, man, that's a great dad right there. I wish my dad was like Russell.
I don't think women say they wish their dad was like Russell.
I wish my dad was like Russell.
Let's see. It's not natural for a man to take care of another man's child. Okay, what did Karen say? Women celebrate Russell Wilson because he seemingly, I'm sorry, y'all, the lights are a little bright. He seemingly loves his family and wife, regardless of what society thinks. People forget Russell is loving Sierra how she wants to be loved. Of course, it'll look different to others.
Yeah, you're
I
right,
do
Karen.
agree. Shout out to the wife.
You know what? We can talk on that aspect too if you're willing to after these.
Yeah. Yes, go back up. Hold on. The one before. Guineas. No, under Wanda Jordan, right above, which you just clicked.
Only 28% of
One
black men
right
cheat.
down. Yes, the one that says Wanda Jordan. That's another example of a man that is very committed to his family. Are you familiar with him? Yeah, he's a great example of a man that's committed to his family.
They're just naming great. There are so many great fathers other than LeBron and
I just
Russell
asked
Wilson.
for examples,
I
and
know.
we're just going through the comments, just not for any argument.
My fault. I know.
Okay.
You know I'm not trying to debate
let's
you.
go.
I'm just trying to figure out what we talking about because LeBron and Russell, man, there's so many others.
Why is the narrative that she was saved? Sierra wanted a mate. She wasn't saved from anything. I feel like the only person that can really save you from stuff is God. He just sent her a real nice blessing. Will Baylor, go back. Okay. What did it say? My dad was my superhero. So is mine.
I'm trying not to be mean.
Sierra is wealthy and established. She was never what? Said to my
knowledge that she wanted to be saved.
Oh, she has never said to my knowledge that she wanted to be saved.
A lot of y'all don't say that y'all want to be saved. Y'all just get in y'all story every day and twirl around and make these statuses talking about how it wasn't your fault in a relationship and it was the other person's. I mean, we can just
look,
projecting your standards and
expectations
in your post every day, hoping somebody come save you.
Oh, you could take that comment.
I really can't wait till I find a man that know how to pump gas. Any man out there know how to pump gas? Man, like you just selling yourself right then. You're doing the same thing Sierra doing.
Well, hey, it worked for Sierra. Hey, maybe y'all need to do that track.
I'm just saying,
y'all, that's Sierra's prayer.
Trying to get saved. A lot of your friends try to get saved. Y'all just act like y'all don't see the behavior, man. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, she got it right.
Yeah.
And look, if you trying to get saved like Sierra, she looked up. Hey. Like, go that route. It looks successful. Okay, you can go to someone, walk around and say, "I'm being cheated." You just be crying and babies by multiple men.
Now you got a man coming to the man event. He may have $40 million in his pocket this year. He don't get to say nothing at the table. Man, if you don't go in the back and take the trash out and go in there and get us a beer out of the refrigerator, man, the way if D Wade came over to one of our men events, D Wade, you can still hire me if you want to on your PR team, so I can help you. But if D Wade came over the way we think about him, man, he might not even be able to say nothing at the table. Like, man, your woman, man,
said comment. They still ain't got the prayer.
If you don't be quiet.
Said they working on the prayer. Okay, they working on the prayer. Let me see. What did she say? I don't agree with that comment. Several men have been
stepchildren aren't natural, taking care of another. I mean, whether it's not natural or not, it's still something that goes down. You get what I'm saying? And so I was just telling somebody about my dad the other day, because they got to asking questions. You know, I'm like,
you can take it down, but we gonna get to her comment right after Justin.
I was like, man, my daddy, 21 years old, dating a woman, you know what I'm saying, like with a 6-year-old, with a 7-year-old. And so I was telling them, I'm like when I was 21 years old, you know what I'm saying, like you weren't trying to like lock that down. You get what I'm saying? And then that gives testament to, what type of person my mama is, you feel me? But I always tell people about my daddy, like, bro, my daddy could have did something totally different. So whether it's natural or not, what is natural is that good men understand when it's time to step up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about to take care of you because he wants you. You could just be at the park and some kids fighting, and then you just know it's time to be a good man.
Yeah.
That's what a good man is. And so for him to even take it further than that, to be like, I can, I'm like, hey, I have a lot of respect for that. Cuz could have been a male gigolo. He could have, been the party frat boy all over the, he didn't.
I mean, natural or not, people still can, choose free will, right? And he chose his free will was to continue that relationship that was fruitful to him up until this point. I mean, continuing on for the years to come, but
I think a lot of men do, because it's, I don't want to say it's what's natural is if it's in you, you know, you've been raised, you know what I'm saying, the right way. And if it's just in you, just to be a good man in certain situations, I think sometimes being I don't want to say just a bad man, but probably just not a good one, is turning a blind eye to certain situations where you are needed. I always tell folks, if we walking into the gas station and you see, you know, a girl getting cussed out or like a man about to get ready to slap her,
oh my God.
yeah, it's not your job to save everybody. But as a man, some men, it's gonna be hard for them not to say something. You get what I'm saying? Or not to do something. I'm just telling you,
I have a question
every man is the same. Go ahead.
because and look, Karen, I see your comment. I'm gonna say this. I love it. If Russell is a lame, I love a lame. Like I love that.
Yeah, get him.
So
yeah.
all lanes find me. Okay,
at the
you a
stage
future
table.
tight, you praise that. Get out my face. I want me a man that's gonna be, you know, definitely loving to our family in the way that he is and very expressive to that. But what I was gonna say is when it comes to like men defending women, and we're gonna kind of end on this, okay? When it comes to men stepping out in public to diffuse a situation,
Mhm.
do you think it is more important for you to diffuse a situation very immediate in front of you? Or do you feel like it is more important to make it back home safely?
I always feel like it's best for you to make it back home safe. That's my number one rule. You can ask my brothers. Like I say, if Russell Wilson or D Wade came to our table, they wouldn't even be able to talk. I'm just, unless it was about money. Like unless they were trying to put us on a business plan, yeah. But the goal is to always make it home. And so, like I say, as a man, you will be able to judge if this is a good situation for me to take on these 4 children right here.
Mm-hmm.
Should I take on this woman and these 4 children right here that's not mine? Is this a good situation for me? Some men will. Should I risk my life to prove that there are still good men out here? Yeah, I might.
See, when
You know
you
what I'm saying?
said that, it made me think about this very old clip. And if you watch it, said I think we talked about this on your podcast, man. You probably this might have been like a couple years ago when you were still at home when we were recording there. There was a situation that happened at like a restaurant. It seemed like kind of like a Green Acre style restaurant. And this lady was waiting on her food. She was there with her son, and she was arguing with the man, right? And it was other men in line, and they're arguing. And so I believe she told her son to go to the car and get a gun.
Right. Okay. I remember this.
And the son shot and unalived the man that his mother was arguing with.
I saw that.
And people were like, "It's all of those men, you know, in the building, and they didn't step up." And it's like when you said, you know, men will step up and do those things. At some point in time, I agree that they should.
Yeah.
But I feel like right now the violence has progressed so bad. If my husband was in there, I'd be like, I don't care if you ordered $100 worth of food. We'll order it somewhere else. You need to come home.
I'm gonna tell you something. You got 2 good men. Now, hopefully he ain't did no cowardness in between. But a man that always come home, he must be wise, smart. You know how to come home. And then you might have a man that probably died for a good cause. He still was a good man. I'm not encouraging men to go out here and live your life recklessly trying to stand up and get a badge or a medal of honor. I'm not saying that. But there are some things in life, you know, where we got podcasts where men out here are encouraging men to not date women that have children and to just leave them be as if they just need to fall off the face of the earth because they're not valuable. She over 30 and got kids, don't marry her. True, bro, it's some men out here who will be able to see past it. And they won't. I'm not always saying that makes him good, but for him being able to make the right decision, Russell Wilson didn't make the wrong decision. I say that. I call him a lame. I never said he was a bad daddy or a bad husband or that he wasn't a cool guy or a good guy. No, we in the men community just view him as a lame. Why? Because this is the person that the women have chosen as what the epitome of a man should be. And we like, no, it's not. Like, no, and we're not out here saying that we want to be like Future, but like it's not Russell who y'all are suggesting, like who you think is a good man. Like that's cool, but then we, the wolves over here, we got a version of somebody that we would follow, and Russell probably wouldn't be it. But that's something for us to be able to debate on. I want you to be this way. Well, I want to be this way. Well, maybe if I listen to you, I might can be a little bit of what you want me to be like, but I'm still a man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all do everything we want y'all to do? Do y'all conform and transform and be? And
I don't date women. I don't know. I don't know what they doing when they be
talking.
You
told me you was like a graham cracker. You said that you could get soft. You know what I'm saying? Like later on, you said, but
I mean, that may be just opening up, right? But
yeah, like
at the end of the day, this is my autonomy.
They ain't brick, but they,
you know. So I have the final say. So, you know, I mean, I do value my partner's opinion, but this is my body or my choices or whatever, and I'm going to make sure that I'm comfortable. So you may like long hair, but if I cut my hair in a bob, you can like it too, or you can just turn the other way for 6 to 8 weeks and let it grow back.
Oh my God!
But I'm gonna cut it. So, do you have any final thoughts you want to share with the people?
I mean, I guess just to try to sum up the entire show,
and then you can also plug in your friend because I put her flyer up there.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice. I'm gonna try to plug it in very briefly. I just wanted to make sure before this show is over, to clarify that we are not against Tyler Perry, but we are against taking profit for trauma perpetuation. You get what I'm saying? As a community, we have to figure out what do we really want. This is gonna be tough for me to say, but I had to look you guys in the camera and I have to say it. We have a problem with white people saying the N-word, but we don't have a problem with us calling each other the N-word. And so how can we have a problem with Tyler Perry perpetuating the trauma that goes on inside of our community if we don't get upset at ourselves for also laughing, mistreating, exposing, talking about people in private group chats? There are a lot of women who are similar to Taraji in the Straw movie.
I'm sorry.
As there are, women that graduated in high school with us. And so, we would try to, help Taraji or feel for her in the movie, but then we got people in our own graduating class who are suffering through some of the same things that we actually talk about. And so I just want to make sure that we keep it all the way 100. Make sure that we aren't celebrating turmoil, but then also criticizing a Tyler Perry when he decides to maybe put it on camera that it may possibly bring forth, enlightenment, and awakening within our community. And so make sure that you guys trust the process on y'all journeys. Peace, love, and blessings to you all. And before I go, make sure y'all bring this on camera. Listen here, my homegirl, Christy Mason, will give you $100. Does anybody need $100 right now? I need $100 right now. This will keep me from going to Mike's tonight. Oh. Call my girl, Christy Mason. She can get you in any car that you want. If she don't have it on the lot, she can get it ordered. $100 referrals. Give her a call. 205-492-4066. She's in the Hoover area and she's waiting on you now. Christy Mason, hit my homegirl up.
We also want to make sure we highlight the Birmingham City of Soul. They have a premiere at the Sidewalk Film. What is it called?
Sidewalk Film. It's not the Sidewalk Film Fest, but it's like City Sidewalk. Down by Pizzitz.
Yeah, down by Pizzitz. It's like the Sidewalk Theater. And it's from 6 to 9, I want to say. But if you get there at 6, you'll be able to meet the cast, meet the producers, take pictures, enjoy the ambiance. And the showing is going to be at 7. Justin and I will be working the red carpet. So y'all better come down because I got me a cute little outfit. I can't wait for y'all to see it. Did you get me one? I did not. Nah, look.
Are we matching?
Both of us, we always match because it's like he really is trying to match me so bad. So I feel like he's looking through my window or something. He knows what I'm wearing when I get dressed because it's been too many occasions that we wore the same color. Okay. But I would like to end on this. When you raise the barrier of entry, you force the standard to rise. And if you are a lady and you are looking to be serenaded and taken care of, do not let the opinions of men that you do not desire sway you to change what it is that you want. If you desire to have that Russell Wilson come in and take care of you and your beautiful kids before him, set your goals high, baby girl. Make sure you pray. God will go ahead and drop that angel down that you're looking for. Okay. Stop frolicking around with these demons. Okay. And men, let's think about the demons. Look at you, Russell Wilson. Girl, you might even be on the side of the football field. You know what I mean? You and your kids cheering him on, even if he is losing. It don't even matter, okay? Because he out there on the field and everybody else, they at home on the couch. Don't worry about anything. But we appreciate you guys for tuning into the show. And we hope to see you guys on next Tuesday at the Sidewalk Theater.
Yeah, get you a Russell Wilson. His play going down, and
but the check's still coming through.
You're gonna be going down like Mary J. Blige too.
Bye, y'all.